What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Jose Show. Happy Tuesday. I hope that everyone had a magnificent President's Day weekend. I surely did, even though unfortunately it felt like a really short one. But anywho, let's get into the hot topics. Now let's talk about Cardi B. So Cardi B continues to fuel romance rumors with Stephon Diggs because the two painted Miami Bodak yellow late Friday night. So TMZ has obtained videos and photos showing the rapper and the NFL wide receiver arriving to a Miami hotel in the wee hours of Saturday morning, with Cardi dressed up all sexy in a revealing dress. So Cardi's dress is clinging to her frame, and when she bends forward, her entire bust is on display. Diggs dressed in all red for the occasion, looking comfortable in a jacket and baseball cap. So eyewitnesses told TMZ Cardi and Stephon got back to the hotel around 1:54 a.m. It's safe to say the two spent Valentine's Day on the town together. Okay, so this isn't the first time the pair has been spotted together. Just last week, Cardi and Stephon were spotted together at a New York City nightclub. So this is really insane that Cardi B is on it with this guy, because I think that Cardi B is finally moving on from Offset. And I think that this Stephon guy might be the one for Cardi B after all, because it really seems like it that this guy is a true gentleman towards Cardi B. And I really think that since this guy could be a true gentleman towards Cardi B, then this guy is not going to be giving Cardi B a bunch of drama and issues like Offset did. And I think that would be a really good thing, because Cardi B needs peace for once and for all. Okay. And yes, I understand that Cardi B is, a crazy girl herself, because, she is all about that crazy life too. But I think that since this guy might be a peacemaker, this guy will for sure calm down Cardi B. Now, I'm going to have to really know this guy well in order to see if this guy is really a peacemaker, and if this guy is really the type of guy that will really calm down Cardi B, because as of now, I am just noticing a few things from the guy, but I'm not really seeing the good details from the guy, and if this guy ends up being an Offset number 2, then I'm sorry, but Cardi B is so freaking screwed, because Cardi B is going to be dealing with the same crap from this guy over and over again, but with a different guy, which is this guy Stephon Diggs. And I think that since this girl is going to be dealing with more issues, then let's face it, Cardi B is going to be facing in a situation where she is not going to be having a happy life with a man, and she's going to be struggling here and there with her own emotions. And I really don't want that for Cardi B, because Cardi B, at the end of the day, she deserves to be happy after all. And I do believe that her kids especially deserve to be happy, because the kids are kind of involved and kind of in this, because I do think that since, it's her kids are going to be living it up with the boyfriend too, so there's also that. But anywho, Cardi B though, since she was wearing this dress just last Friday, and she was kind of showing in the shindigs, I think that she needs to calm down with that, because I think that ain't nobody want to be seeing Cardi B shindigs out and about. Ain't nobody want to be seeing Cardi B's out and about. I think we just want to be seeing way little of that, or at least none of that, okay? Because Cardi B, girl, you are beautiful and everything, but we just don't need to see what is not meant to be seen, okay? I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be rude here at all, girl. Okay, I'm just saying. Now, I think that if you're going to be showing a lot of the shindigs out and about, then there are chances that you're going to be attracting other men out there, and then the guy that you're with right now, Stephon, is going to get jealous, and he's going to be like, well, what the heck is going on here? Why are these men checking you out? I should only be the one that's checking you out, okay? Like, that's what I kind of sense here, okay? I'm just saying. But anyways, Cardi B is rumored to be releasing her sophomore album this year, and I believe that she kind of teased the cover art of the album, by the way. And I think that the sophomore album, by the way, is going to be way different from her first album, because she has been working on it for like the past 3, 4, 5 years already, which to me is really insane. And I do believe that now she's moved on from Offset anyway, so that's another reason to why it could be possible that this album is going to be completely different from her first album, but I am not confirming anything yet until I get to hear snippets of the album. Okay, but anyways, Cardi, we love you, girl. Okay, now on to the next topic. So now let's talk about something very serious and scary. Well, unfortunately, an intruder broke into Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman's home and got to steal several things, by the way. Well, law enforcement sources told TMZ Nicole and Keith are the latest A-listers to become crime victims now that their Los Angeles area home has been burglarized. So we're told the incident happened over the weekend when someone smashed a glass window to gain entry into the famous couple's home. Our sources say Nicole and Keith were not home at the time, but one of their employees scared the person off. Now we're told a member of Nicole and Keith's house staff came home and the intruder took off running when they heard the staffer coming in. So anyways, unclear what, if anything, may have been stolen here. Our sources say when Nicole and Keith get back home, they will have to take a look around to see if anything is missing. So anyways, this is really insane. I think that Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban need to hire like 10 security guards around that house, and they really need a really good alarm system, and they need a really good surveillance cameras around the house, because that is like the only way that they can actually keep those freaking burglars from out of their freaking home. I think that in this case, since their home is very beautiful and it's over in the beautiful Los Angeles area, and since it's unfortunately known to be owned by Keith Urban and the one and only Nicole Kidman, I believe, of course, it's very easy for these burglars to go off and break into the home and go off and steal some stuff. Now, it's not really known what stuff was stolen from the home, but I can already imagine that a lot of expensive stuff was stolen from the home. I mean, I can imagine that jewelry was stolen. I can imagine that Grammy trophies were stolen, maybe. I can also imagine that maybe, I don't know, a lot of beautiful belongings other than the Grammy trophy and other than the jewelry stuff could also be stolen as well, because when burglars break into your house, they are stealing really good stuff from you, and they really know what to steal, by the way. And it's so scary, man. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, I believe, in my opinion, they really were not expecting it, first and foremost, of course. And also, I believe that they really thought that they were able to get away with this whole entire situation because of the fact that their mansion is, huge, and they have a huge property, and, they have a fence, I believe, around the house. I don't know. I'm just making assumptions here. And that really got those people away from the home. But no, when it comes to mansions like this, like I said, it really is a huge target for burglars. And man, it's really interesting though how this is happening just like 2 or 3 weeks after the wildfire situation that happened in Los Angeles, because at these times, I mean, especially after the wildfire situation, I mean, the first thing that people would do is actually, I don't know, just stay away from Los Angeles, I'm just saying. But these burglars, they don't really give a damn. They will do whatever that really makes them happy in order to really make them, very happy. And this is just so darn insane, man. I mean, I would have been so freaking scared if I were them. And of course I would have been so freaking mad, of course. And you know what? I just am thankful that nothing happened to Keith Urban and nothing happened to Nicole Kidman in this case, because things could have happened, especially if they were at the house. They could have gotten shot. They could have gotten injured, because, burglars, I mean, they could have a bunch of stuff in their hands that could kill people and that could hurt people, especially because they want to get what they want to get. So thankfully, nothing happened to Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, and that's all that should matter here, okay? Just saying. But I really do send my prayers to Nicole Kidman and to Keith Urban, and I'm hoping that the cops get to be doing something about this, especially because unfortunately cops have not arrested anybody as of now, okay? And I hope that once the cops get to be arresting these people, I hope they get to be recovering the stuff that these people stole, which I'm sure they stole something from the house, of course, okay? Because this is insane. in all freaking levels, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now on to the next topic. Now, let's talk about Chelsea Handler. So, Chelsea Handler is looking back on difficult career moves she had to make. So, while appearing on the Jamie Kern Lima Show podcast, Handler reflected on her career and why she made the tough decision to leave her longtime agency, despite a few people there who were working hard for me. Okay, so I know I made the right decision, she shared, feeling proud of herself for not cowering away from an uncomfortable conversation while breaking the news to her old agents face to face. While she called the move a bummer, she added that she had to take care of herself while explaining that while she appreciated her agents, some other parts of the agency were not really working in concert. So, one of my conversations with one of my agents was quite emotional, actually, because she and I had to have a personal experience a few years back, and that was very meaningful and a difficult time in her life, and it became emotional. Handler recalled before getting emotional herself. Again, I got off the phone and I spoke to my other agent who I had for many years, and I felt proud that I was able to face that moment. I felt proud that I was able to be an adult. I felt proud that we got emotional, that connection. I'm getting emotional just talking about it. Okay, so she continued, it is so meaningful because all you really want in life is to have an impact on people. That's what I want. I want people to feel impacted by me. I want people to feel better and to know that I'm your sister. And with that conversation with her, that was really, she reminded me that I was a good sister to her, and I had forgotten that. Okay. So anyways, while conflict is hard for so many, Handler said that standing up for yourself doesn't have to be contentious. So anyways, Chelsea Handler got to host Chelsea Lately from 2007 to 2014 and released a documentary series, Chelsea Does, on Netflix in January of 2016. Okay, so this is really raw and this is very honest that Chelsea Handler is revealing it all about her move from moving on from the late night talk business. And also, it's really raw of her that she was also being very honest on how she was dealing with everything while she was in the late night talk business as well. Because I think that it really takes a lot of guts to be honest on what you have gone through, especially in a business where you are really having a really hard time. Because let's remember that Chelsea Handler had a really hard time being in the late night talk business, because Chelsea Handler was like the only woman in the late night talk business. Because let's be honest, that late night talk business that we're talking about is fully dominated by men like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, you name it. And you know, a lot more people would much rather watch a guy in a late night talk show than a woman in a late night talk show for whatever reason. And Chelsea Handler really did her best in her show. I remember she was being her funny self. She was saying jokes here and there, and she really had a really good personality. Now, the fact that her show got to last for 7 years was actually really impressive, because I honestly thought that her show wasn't going to last at all since she is a woman. But here's the thing though, all of this toughness that she went through in the late night talk business, especially all of the criticisms and the judges that she went through while she was hosting her late night talk show, actually made her a stronger person, and it actually made her more successful in a way, because she actually was like, you know what, screw this. I'm still going to do this show. I'm still going to be myself, regardless of what people are going to say about me being a woman in the late night talk business. And she also was like, you know, one of those women out there that was like, you know, really raw, really uncensored in her show, because of the fact that she was, you know, in a late night talk show, and also because she was trying to impress her audience, which, by the way, she has engaged with a lot of people that were working behind the scenes on that show, and she was engaging with a lot of people that were huge fans of that show as well. So that's another reason. So anyways, she really, in my opinion, should go back and do that show all over again. And she should this time be picked up in a major network, like be in the NBC network or be in the ABC network, you know? Just saying. But anyways, Chelsea Handler is very lucky to really be who she is today, because I believe overall, a woman would not really be relevant anymore. And at this point, Chelsea Handler is still relevant. And at this point, she is still relevant to the point that she even got considered to be hosting a show, an award show recently, which was the Critics' Choice Awards, which, by the way, she killed it in that award show. And yeah, so anyways, Chelsea Handler, you got this, girl. You're an amazing comedian. You're an amazing host. And you know what? Those tears, I think, are tears of a tough woman out there. Just saying. All right, now on to the next topic. So Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann's home is finally sold after a very long time. Well, the Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann can finally shut the door on their Georgia mansion saga. It's finally sold more than a year after it hit the market, TMZ has learned. So the Million Mansion, originally listed for $6 million amid their messy 2023 divorce, finally found a buyer for $2.75 million last month after what felt like an eternity of price cuts and auction threats. So they may not have gotten their asking price, but since they bought the mansion for under $900,000 in 2012, they still made a profit, and that's a when considering their ongoing financial situation. So another silver lining for Kim and Kroy is that they managed to find a buyer just in time, because the mansion was on the brink of going to auction in December, but it never happened. So as TMZ reported, the pair had managed to delay foreclosure on the estate multiple times. Okay, so the sale puts an end to the ever-increasing drama in the bitter relationship over the house. Many times, including in December, police were called to the residence to deal with the dispute over personal property. The couple both accused each other of stealing. Police body cam video captured the scene as Kroy blocked a moving truck with his own vehicle. This is really insane that this house is finally sold, because this means that it is finally the end of stupidity here, because it really means that we are not going to be hearing any more arguments. We're not going to be hearing any more ridiculousness from Kroy Biermann and Kim Zolciak, and I'm so happy about that, because honestly, their drama was driving me nuts, man. It was just too much of all of the disagreements that they had about the stupid stuff about the house, about their marriage, about the gambling that Kim Zolciak has been going through with her addiction, and so. Like, oh my goodness. And then the kids, unfortunately, have been dealing with all of that, of course. And what I also noticed is that since these people took forever to sell this house, I think that they should have actually found a really good real estate agent that would have been able to lower down the price of the mansion way more in order to find a buyer at a quicker time than take like over a year to be selling the freaking house. Because literally nobody wants to be living in an expensive mansion, especially over in Georgia. Everybody wants to buy a really good, affordable home that is also really nice in the end. But I think that the reason to why these people were selling the house at a very expensive price throughout this past year and a half that it's been on the market is because I believe they wanted the money and they wanted to split it half and half. I think, I'm not sure, but hey, at the end of the day, they sold the house and now they have their money from the house, I believe. And I think that now that this house is on finally sold, I think that Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann can finally live their lives separately in a total separate way. And now Kim Zolciak can go off and live her gambling life somewhere else. And then Kroy Biermann can live his peaceful life somewhere else. And then the kids, unfortunately, they're going to have to, go from their mom to their dad, to their dad to their mom, back and forth like crazy, which to me is really sad, but I mean, it's the true reality of it all. And then the next thing you know, it's just going to be, a whole different life of peace for at least the both couple, at least, because here's the thing, the kids are not going to have it peaceful because they're still going to be dealing with their mama, and their mama, I can imagine, is going to be that type of woman that is going to be, financially spending her stuff here and there, and then she's not going to be really taking the time to really take care of her kids financially like it should be. That's what I think, and that to me is very unfair, and I'm really hoping that does not end up being the case at all, because if that ends up being the case, trust me, Kim Zolciak is going to end up losing her kids, and I think that the guy, Croy Bierman, is going to end up having the full custody of the kids, because if there's something that the government wants is to have a legally responsible parent that is really there for their kids and that is really financially there for their kids especially. So I'm really seeing that happening, if that ends up happening, where this girl Kim Zolciak is still, being very irresponsible with her own finances. So, anywho, the end to this drama, and that is all I have to say about this. All right, now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Brittany Griner. Okay, so Brittany Griner backed out of a planned speaking engagement this week after she found a note in her hotel room that she took as a threat. So TMZ Sports has learned the WNBA superstar was slated to talk at the Women Grow Leadership Summit in National Harbor, MD, but bolted from the event on Monday morning after discovering a piece of duct tape near her entryway that had the words "Gay Baby Jail" written on it. So we're told Griner, who is gay and was of course once imprisoned in Russia for marijuana possession, was mortified at the message and immediately canceled her scheduled appearance to return home. So the Prince George's County Police Department said in a statement to us on Tuesday its officers did investigate the scene at the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center and determined the matter appears to be nothing more than an unfortunate coincidence. Okay, so detectives have learned the phrase "gay baby jail" is commonly used as a video game reference. The PGCPD said at the time the tape was located, a large convention was taking place at the Gaylord, which attracts thousands of people, many with an interest in anime as well as video game enthusiasts. At this time, detectives have uncovered no link to or threat against the guest who located the tape. Okay, so anyways, nonetheless, the agency said detectives are working to determine who placed a piece of tape when it was done and the intention behind it, and is encouraging anyone with more information to reach out. Okay, so Griner was expected to talk to cannabis enthusiasts throughout Monday in one of her first public speaking engagements since her return from Russian imprisonment. Alright, so this is really insane. I think that we need to stop with the homophobia at all levels, ladies and gentlemen, because this ain't cool. This ain't cool. Like, Brittany Griner, yes, she went to jail. That's true. But she unjustifiably went to jail. And she was in jail for a very long time. Okay? And when she was known to be in jail for such a long time, especially unjustifiably, I mean, yes, nothing was being done, but eventually stuff was being done, because at the end of the day, for whatever reason, the government was all like, you know what, let's free Brittany Griner, especially because I believe the fans were all up in the government's ass. They were like, you know what, we got to free Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner is innocent. She did not do anything wrong. Like, she only possessed a little bit of marijuana, if I'm not mistaken, in her bag or in her luggage, but it wasn't enough for her to get imprisoned after all. So therefore, it was just very unjustifiable for this woman to get imprisoned in the first place. But anywho, there's that, and with all of that being said, these people should have understood that, and they should have been like, okay, well, let's leave her alone. But no, it's, these sick people that really want attention and that really, of course, want to hurt others, and that are really, very weird at the same time, that are doing stuff like this, especially to people like Brittany Griner. And to me, it's just very sickening in all levels. Like, come on now. I think that Brittany Griner deserved to not have that scariness in her, and she should have definitely went off and, been able to speak at the convention with all confidence, and she should have been like, you know what, screw this. But unfortunately, it's just stuff like this that really intervenes with people's emotions, and it's highly understandable. I mean, I myself would have been that way too if I were Brittany Griner. I would have been like, oh my god, I'm so scared. What's gonna happen to me? Am I gonna get jailed again? Am I gonna get provoked again? God knows what. And I really need me some good protection, because this is just so freaking insane in all levels. Like, come on. So anyways, yeah, Brittany Griner deserves all the love, all the respect of the world in all freaking levels. And Brittany Griner is a pro, and we all know that. And that is all I have to say about this. But anywho, that is it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's lovely episode of The Jose Show. Till next time, and peace.